speaking about new things they add to controllers. Remember the what was it? The Rumble they added to the Switch, and they were like, "This is so revolutionary. It's so great. It's
It
so
is,
great."
man.
HD Rumble.
No, HD Rumble's the shit, man. Don't talk about it. Don't talk
how
about
many.
HD
Listen, how many games?
Did you see
Sorry,
him pop up from
sorry.
his seat?
I
He
gotta
said
get
like
the
this.
recap.
He popped
We
up
got
from
the
his
gentleman,
seat.
our
Don't talk about
Nintendo fan, and then
How
we got
many?
the Microsoft
Listen,
fan.
Nintendo. PlayStation confirms that the DualShock 4 pads won't work with PS5 games.
Go
Okay.
figure.
All right.
So let's discuss. All right. So
Damn. All right, y'all.
whenever there's a new system, there's new controllers. Pretty much. I mean,
Pretty
how
much.
many different controllers have we had for each system that's come out? Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
So people think that just because one company, Xbox, says that you can use Xbox One controllers on the Xbox Series X, everybody should follow suit. And now everyone's surprised that you got to get a new controller. Because the first complaint was when they announced the PlayStation, what was it? What are they calling it? It's not DualShock no more.
DualSense.
It's the DualSense.
Full sense, yeah.
So
Dual
the first when they
nonsense.
announced dual nonsense. Stop it.
There's some bitterness coming.
Hatred.
Yo, the
I
hate.
feel the hatred.
Oh man, it's hot.
Wow.
Damn, someone cold. Get him some
Holy
water.
So when they announced the DualSense, people were like, "Yeah, this is a new controller. I'm happy because Sony is innovating and they're bringing out some new stuff."
Right.
So you know what happens when you innovate? You have to move on to the new thing because the old one isn't going to be innovation.
It's obsolete.
And they were mad because Xbox was so close to the original controller that they had.
Mhm.
And you know, a lot of people consider that to be one of the best controllers
Yeah.
made. So
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Cool, stick with it." But PlayStation wanted to be different. They're like, "Cool, cool, cool." But now when they say you can't go back to the old ones on the new games because they're using that innovation, they're mad.
Right.
So what you can't have both. If they're doing something new with the controller and you want to feel different about it,
I kind of
Like-
understand it though.
no, I'm not. Listen, there can be anger about anything, but this is why it's different because you want your gameplay experience to be different, not the same. If you can use the PlayStation 4, then they'll be dumbing down the games to play without the new things that they're making in a new controller.
All right.
Obviously, it's going to cost more money, and that's
It's
what people
new
are
tech.
mad about because you got to pay another $60 to $70 for another
I
controller
bet you it's gonna be 80.
4 times. I mean,
bet
it could
you.
be,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're going to go that far. But you got to buy 4 if you got 4 people in the house. You know, you
Yeah.
got to buy an extra one at least. And you know, people don't want it, especially if
I
you have
doubt-
4 controllers
I think
already.
that's it.
I doubt that.
I
I
think
doubt
that's
that.
the thing is that people don't want to spend more money on it. But
You've always done it.
No, I'm saying, but I get the argument for it's like I don't have any problem with the fact that they're gonna have new controllers. Like
Yeah.
it's a new system. I had no issues with it.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
I'm used to that.
It's just the way it is. It's the way it is. But I get people don't want to. Yeah, controllers are expensive. What is it? The Switch Pro went $10 down, and I'm like, oh, how much is it? Still $59? That's the damn price of a game.
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta deal with these
Controllers
Joy-Cons.
are expensive.
Yeah,
They're
no, they're
stingy with
very.
the prices.
That's just what it is nowadays.
Yeah.
Controllers
But
are
listen.
very expensive.
However,
but I don't have any issues
If
with.
you go back in history, PlayStation 2, right?
Yeah,
When
there's been a
PlayStation 2 came
different
out,
controller.
but when PlayStation 2 came out, you can actually use your PlayStation 1 controller
They're mad similar.
with the PlayStation 2. They focus on backwards compatibility.
You can still use it.
It
for
wasn't
the old
until
games,
PlayStation 3 when they focused on backwards compatibility and it changed to the what was it, the motion
Yeah, yeah.
control
The
shit,
six-axis. The
the
six-axis.
six-axis
Yeah.
control, and they got burnt because
But they put new stuff in the controller. You
but they
can't
got-
keep it the
they
same
got
every
burnt
generation.
and they didn't.
I
and
was
they
gonna
took-
say that
but-
actually.
But they also took out the rumble, and they said that
They had it in there, but it wasn't doing anything.
no, they didn't have it
took
at
out.
all.
Yeah.
They took it out completely, and then they were like, "Yeah, this
Oh, the
is way-"
PlayStation 3's controller, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
if-
took out the rumble completely.
I mean, as technology,
But then they added it back in.
As technology evolves,
Right.
they're gonna add things to the controller,
Yes.
and old, technology is not gonna work for the new system. And
Exactly.
it's just the way it is. And yeah, it's gonna be pricey. That sucks.
But
Yeah.
backwards
That's the
compatibility,
way it is.
when you play your
Backwards
PS4,
compatibility.
you can use your PS4 controller still. So they had that in there. That's as far as we're going with it. But yeah, people get pissed about new stuff.
You know
But
what?
this is
However-
the new,
But
listen,
like you guys said, it's been going on ever since.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You bought a Nintendo, You
But-
had that controller. You bought a Super Nintendo. You had that controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the people who are complaining about this are probably too young to remember that.
Yeah.
And they're like, I heard that they were going to have the same controller. I was so happy
Well,
that we were
here's
going
the
to have
issue.
a
With the same voice. With the same exact voice.
And now I have to
The issue-
sell my system and buy another controller.
The only
750 hours in Smash Brothers.
You can keep your save. You can keep your save.
the only question that I have is, like, you're gonna have a new. All right, no problem.
Get rid of the touch
The
part.
the touchpad doesn't work, right?
Get rid of the touch part.
Yes,
However-
yes, yes.
It's just a
However-
button.
Yes.
It's just another button.
Is it though? Because if that's the case,
It's a waste.
if that's the case, PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible for PlayStation 4, right?
No.
How
No.
many? Well,
They
it
didn't even
is.
say.
They
They didn't
did
even
say.
say.
They did say.
They
The
never
The games,
told it.
right?
Yeah,
The
they said
games
it.
for
They've been funny
PS4
about it,
games
yeah.
work on PS5.
Apparently.
Yeah.
They haven't said
That's
it yet.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So it's if that's the case, then what the heck? Like that's the only
Listen,
concern.
there's different
about it.
vibration stuff in it. There's different things they're going to do with it. So let them
know.
do their thing.
Well, my thing is this.
I feel like
But then
people
there's
would have been
the-
less mad if Microsoft hadn't have kept the same controller. Like the fact that people are able to compare that and then get mad about it seems to be like a bit of a catalyst. If Microsoft had had a new controller, then I think people would have been like, "Oh, that's just what happens every time."
Yeah.
But now they've got something to compare it to, so now they're like, "Well, Microsoft did it, so why can't Sony?" You're just money grabbing and stuff like that, you know. So I think that's
Microsoft
part
did
of.
shade right after, too. Right after
Yeah.
the announcement, they said, hey, you know what? You can use our controllers. they tweeted
just
right
linked
away.
it
Well,
in right
they did the same
after. I
thing.
was like, "That is a move."
Sony did the
That
same
is a
thing
move.
with to Microsoft on their review.
They will not delay the chance to hit each other with something.
It's easy to write a tweet. It's easy to
it's,
tweet.
It's so
Yeah.
quick.
It's
However, there is one thing that nobody can say is that nobody's used this controller. So it's not until somebody actually uses it and
Hopefully
like,
it's
reviews
improved.
it and
It's exciting to be.
Then
New
it
controls
ma-
are exciting. They
I'm
are.
sure
I like
I'm
to check
sure
them
it
out.
would make sense once you actually use the controller.
Yeah, if it
I'm
makes
sure
a
it'll make
difference in
sense.
your gameplay, then no one's going to be mad. They're
Right.
like, I have to get
Right.
this because this game is awesome with it.
And it should shut everybody up.
Get
Or-
what you about to say?
I was about to say, I was like, I got no problem with shelling out more money for a new controller for
Yeah, you
a new
do. You're
feature.
cheap as hell.
I,
Don't lie to them. Don't lie to these people.
I do know. You know, I was disappointed when the Wii U controllers weren't compatible with the Switch. That kind of hurt.
The Pro controller?
That kind, it kind of hurt.
Pro
But
controller's foul.
It did.
It's like no, but if there's a new feature on a new next generation controller, I'm fine with paying more money. But developers really got to use that feature, though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
just waste it.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't want it to be just first parties. I only
Right.
want to take advantage of this thing. I
That's
need
what's gonna
like
happen.
it has to be really like a mass market or at least a wide use of this new feature that you're justifying charging me an extra $10
On the Switch.
It's the price
By
of
the
the
way-
games.
Yeah.
It's the
On
price
the-
of the games.
By the
now.
way, the directional pad on the Switch, though, on the Pro controller, it's
Not there.
It's not good at all. Like I
It's
play
not
Tetris.
that great.
It's
But-
really not accurate.
So, speaking about new things they add to controllers, remember the what was it? The rumble they added to the Switch, and they were like, "This is so
Yeah.
revolutionary. It's so great. It's
It
so
is,
great."
man. No,
HD
no,
Rumble.
No, HD Rumble's the shit, man. Don't
And-
talk about it. Don't
You know,
talk
how
about
many?
HD
Listen, how many
You
games?
see him
Sorry,
pop up from
sorry.
the seat.
I
He
gotta
said
give
like
the
this.
recap.
He popped
We
up
got
from
the
the
gentlemen
seat.
are
I'm
the
talking-
Nintendo fan, and then
How
we got
many?
the Microsoft
Listen,
fan.
Nintendo knows how to use it, right? How many games do you play that just has a buzzing controller? And you're like, stop buzzing. That's not.
Two
it just
games.
goes. Zzz, zzz, zzz. It doesn't do anything special.
But it's the way
just
it buzz-
buzzing. Remember how many times you play something? It's like, what the hell's wrong with the controller? It's just buzzing.
I'm trying to remember. No, there's,
mad
I
games.
can't recall off the top of my head, but there was
They
times
do not use it correctly.
you leave that shit alone. I'm like, why is my
terrible.
controller
going
buzzing?
crazy.
It just makes a buzz sound.
It's going crazy.
Is this bugging out?
It's not
the
ice
battery, too.
cubes like they said. There's none of that.
I'm more concerned about the Joy-Cons got me heated because I have nothing but Joy-Cons.
well, Joy-Cons are busted.
I
Those are
hate it.
bad. Those are the worst
Mine broke, and I had to buy new ones. I was like, I could send it to Nintendo, but I don't know what the whole process for that
And
is.
you
I
have
have
to
to buy
wait,
some
and
more.
then you have
It
to
was
wait.
like,
You're gonna wait a while.
You have to wait, and it's gonna mess up again
yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I want to play Breath of the Wild, man. I don't want to send this off to God knows where for like weeks on ends. I need to play my game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Every Switch controller, the Joy-Cons have broke. Every one from every person has a broken Joy-Con, and it's crazy that lawsuit is in effect because they're doing nothing to
Man,
fix
they
it.
owe me a free Pro controller. Man, just send me a free Pro. Actually,
Change
cool.
how you make it.
Send me two.
Dude,
They have to
third-party
change.
controllers do a better
Yeah.
job than
No, they do.
the
They do.
fucking-
They do.
Like
They
I
have
have
to
All
change.
all of mine are third party now. I'm just like anything knockoff, I'll buy it. It's cheaper and it does the same thing.
it's
I'm
better.
just fine with it.
Yo,
They
Yeah.
have to change how they make the Joy-Con.
I have 2 8-bit controllers, man.
Simplify it.
2 of them.
Rip off everybody. Just fix the controllers. I don't care what you do.
They're awesome. They're not
Yeah.
that expensive, and they're fucking awesome. And
Make
they work
$5
better.
controllers that work better than your $30 controllers. That's fine. Just get it working. That's all. Send them out to people.
They can
That's
figure it out. What the hell?
But they'll just blow air into him like, here you go, he's fixed. and then you wait a month or two before you get it back.
Yeah.
It's a long wait.
That's all they do, and then
Yeah.
it breaks again. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I'm waiting to see. That's gonna be huge.
Dude,
That's
I
gonna
think
be a huge
every
lawsuit.
Joy-Con I have, I could just send away.
You know
They're all
what's
messed up.
You know what's really fucked up? The people that bought the Switch Lite.
Yeah,
There's
and it's
you
stuck
can't-
in
you
there.
Can't, you can't.
It's stuck in
you
there.
Can't
They didn't
detach
change
it
it.
at all. It's in the. System.
They should have went with the Switch Heavy.
Listen, stop it.
Why?
8-bit though, like in the chat, they did a good job on their controllers. Just get one of those. You're good.
Yes.
That's all you got to do is get one of those, and your Switch is set.
Yeah.
But do not use the Joy-Cons. They're terrible.
No, they're bad. They're
Yeah.
really bad.
Imagine if they just stop making switches with Joy-Cons. You know how small they can make it? They can make it super tiny.
Yep.
Just make them without that and just get 8-bit though to make your controllers.
I don't want a
You're
smaller
good.
screen, man. Don't
Everything about the Joy-Cons are cool, except for the fact that
Except
they
that they
fail.
don't work.
Yeah,
yeah,
if there was no issues, I'd have no
And no
problems with it.
D-pad.
Yeah.
And no D-pad.
I remember what
They
was
may
it?
be the worst controllers ever made.
You can link it up. You can actually hook
Nah,
it up if you have Windows 10.
N64.
Oh,
No,
that
the-
N64
actually,
controller.
no. Those are
I feel so nostalgic about the Nintendo 64 controller, even though it's totally awful. Every
Those
time
are
I see one, I'm
decent.
just like, oh, my little baby.
Surprisingly, I got
It's
used to
so
it,
hard.
but it's the one of
It's
the
a
weirdest
spaceship.
setups.
Oh yeah.
worst
What's the
worst
analog?
controller that came with a system is the Xbox Duke.
Wait, what the hell is that?
If you had the original Xbox,
it was like this
it was
big.
a mammoth
it was a
circle,
super- it was
like
Wait,
this big.
and the
fat.
buttons were terrible.
Wait,
Yes.
the Xbox Duke?
It's called
That's
the
what
Duke.
the
first
Duke.
I have never heard that in my entire life.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
no.
I don't know what it is either.
On the original
No.
Xbox, they had a
called the
controller
Duke.
that
I'm
was
looking-
massive,
I'm looking it
and
up
the
right
buttons
now.
were like
Xbox Duke.
weird,
I want to see this
weird
too.
oval-shaped buttons, and it went up, and it was a terrible D-pad.
It was a giant-
terrible controller.
Terrible buttons.
Put
It
in-
was-
Oh my god, yes, I remember
See?
this now.
It's terrible.
What the heck?
Oh, it's like a
I
batarang.
remember that.
Yeah, the
It's
people who
it's
play
a gigantic.
yeah.
It was like this big, man.
The
it was their
buttons were
first
placed
controller
so
before
bad.
they called it the Duke later. The
But
next
people who
thing-
played the original Halo remember that controller.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Besides that, no one loves that thing.
It's a bad name.
I
It's
think,
a bad
I think we must have had this one. There's like that bright green one as well. I'm like, I
probably
remember
worth
seeing
it.
that
It's a
somewhere.
Duke.
They
Probably
phased
worth
that
some
out
money
pretty
now.
quick. I remember that.
They
phased
sold it
that-
again recently.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
If you had
Who
nostalgic.
came up with the Duke?
Oh,
Why is that the
man.
name? Does anyone? Why is that like not bothering anyone?
I'm sure there's a.
the Duke?
I'm sure there was a
I forgot
inside.
how big this thing was.
Listen, hopefully,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
it's ginormous.
Dude, that's like an inside joke that we would, if we were releasing a damn controller, we would call it the Duke. On some dumb, like, why would you call it that?
So hopefully,
I feel like Xbox at the time was like that though.
it was
It
madness
was sort
for
of,
Americans.
it was like a bro gamer kind of thing. They would totally be about that at the time.
I
like,
want to
could-
be in that board meeting when they were like, let's call it the Duke.
It was like,
I want to
yeah,
be
bro.
there.
inside
Dreamcast-
joke.
I
Yes.
want to know about that.
Dreamcast analog was still better than that, even though it was
Yeah.
weird.
Dreamcast is underrated. Saturn controller is very
Those are the
underrated.
best
Oh, the
controllers.
3D Saturn controller.
Saturn is
man.
underrated.
The Knights, that's an awesome controller.
Underrated
man.
controller was
controller.
great.
For fighters, that was
Well,
crazy.
Underrated.
The Dreamcast controller was.
Yo, that's the best cross. I think
Oh,
that
shit.
controller is the best cross.
Which one?
The the Knights Saturn controller. The
I love.
3D
I
one.
love. No, that.
It had a good analog. It had an innovative analog controller. You put your thumb in there.
I
Put your thumb in there.
love the Saturn controller.
Yeah.
That was dope. That
Yeah.
was dope. Dreamcast was good too. Not
Yeah.
as good on the D-pad though.
I have it right
The
over there.
D-pad Saturn controller 3D. That's the best
That was
D-pad.
fun.
I think
Yeah.
that was the best D-pad in
Oh.
gaming, man.
The regular Saturn controller was pretty great too.
Super
wasn't bad.
Nintendo had the best D-pad.
I don't know, man.
Nah,
It had a good one.
NES,
It had a good one,
NES all day.
Ah,
NES.
that was the original.
That was the
Okay.
original, man.
Yeah, you're
It's
right.
the original. It was flatter. It was flatter.
But Super Nintendo definitely improved on that.
Not as good as the Duke.
I have them both. I have them both.
I'm gonna get a shirt made that says the Duke, and I'm gonna have that controller on my shirt.
I kind of
somewhere
want
in
You
the
one.
see what I'm saying? It's like
I kind of want one.
because I didn't know that existed. First of all,
I don't even know.
and
how
now
you-
I'm I'm like so
The Duke of
fascinated.
gaming. They should call it the Duke
We
of
played
gaming.
the Xbox here, and like that was the name of the controller. You didn't know?
I never heard.
I never
that
knew it
in
was
my
called a Duke either.
entire life.
I was like,
That's
really?
amazing.